Hi everyone, welcome to Artistic Digitizer Skill Builders. This is Anne Hein. Let me get the camera on. Today we're talking about outlines and fills. There we go. We're talking about outlines and fills and satin serial versus satin fill. And there is a difference between those two. You know what an outline is, right? That's the part that goes around. It could be a straight line. It could be something that goes around something. It's usually a run line or a satin serial line. And then we have satin fills. Those are what's go inside your design that you're making. Those are in there, and there's patterns and things you could use with that. So let me go to the software so I can show you a few things. I am going to use my Digitize outline shape tool today. Let me get rid of this here. I was working a little earlier, so we don't need to save that. This is what I want to talk about. I'm going to use my Digitize outline shape tool, which is right over here on the left-hand side. So to read about that, if you go to help on your top toolbar, you can't see the help on mine because it doesn't show when I'm filming, but you go to help topics, and then look at search. And then in search, put Digitize outline shape, and it'll take you to the page that has all the information on the Digitize outline shape tool. Now the tool, the default when you get your software, is set at the context. And what that means is all your node making is with left clicks. So when you left click, you're going to get curve nodes. To get a corner node or a line node, you have to hold down Shift and click. Okay, and then there's other ones in there that you can change to, and what changes is how you click. If you like to do a left and right click, you might want to choose one of the other ones. You can choose them, and then you have to close your software and reopen it. Now, after you read this, to find where you can change that, for our PC people, you'll go to Tools on your top toolbar, choose Tool Options, and then a window will pop up, and you want to choose Tools from that window. And you'll find the context menu there, and you can use the drop down to change to a different one. Now, for my Mac users, you're going to go to Artistic, up in the top left corner up there by the apple, and Preferences, and then you'll get the same window that the PC people get, and you'll choose Tools there as well. Getting there's a little different, but the menu is the same, okay? There's slight differences between our Mac and PC people, but a lot of times it's just how you get to that menu. Almost everything is the same. There's like very minimal things. So that's how you do that. Let me show you using the outline shape, the Digitize outline shape tool. So you select it over here, and when you open it, you'll see you have a freehand shape and a magic wand. The freehand shape is like drawing with a pencil. So you would choose it, and then you see I have a little icon now. When I hold my mouse left side and drag, I can make my shapes this way, which is good if if you're good at drawing like that. I'm not good at drawing things with this. It doesn't work for me as well. But I like the outline shape because when I'm left clicking, I get my curve nodes, so I can make interesting shapes here. It's looking like a one-hump camel here, I think. There we go. There's my shape. And I did all left clicks, it's all curves. But I can combine my left and right clicks. My left clicks, not right clicks, I'm sorry. If I wanted to do some straight lines, or if I want to start with a straight line, let me use the delete key or the backup key. Here I'm holding down Shift and clicking, so I'm getting my straight lines like that. And this one gave me a fill. I think because my node was right on top of the last node, and that gives you a fill. This one here, my nodes, let's look at this one. I think my first and last node were not quite on the same plane, so they only gave me an outline. But for me, I like to just left click and then hold down Shift when I want to do lines. For me, it makes it easy. Okay, so you may like a left and right click, but I like just the left click on that. When you're done with a line, you can hit return or enter, and it ends your shape as well. Now, when you're creating these, again, this is a line right there. I can make it a satin serial line, and I could give it width. I'm going to use millimeter here. So I put in 4.0 mm, and it changed it for me. There's my line. And the only thing I can do with that is I can move the nodes like this, but I cannot change the thickness of that line. You know, I can't make one end pointy and one end not pointy. I would have to make an object that's like that. And what I mean is, just like I drew over here, in my Digitize outline shape, I would have to start like this. Maybe I drew it like that. Nope, I'm not ending. Hang on a second. Let me escape out of there. There we go. Hit escape. If I want to make a thin filled line right on top of there. There we go. Now, it did that again. It gave me, let's make this a running line. It gave me an outline and not a fill, but if I wanted this filled, right down here, easy peasy, I can come right down here and add a fill. So now my line that I made is not a line. It's an object. So that's the point I want to get across. The difference between a line, which looks like this, and it could be wiggly, and an object. All right. And even if I made my line to look like this one, and I made it, let's make it a satin serial, and we'll give it a little more width. I can't do a whole lot with that. Where down here, when I go to my edit nodes, and I'm going to delete the outline on this one, because I don't need the outline. I just want to work with the inside. When I go to my, the one that's the object or has the fill, I can change parts of it, just like that. Maybe I need to make it skinnier here, or I need to make it pointy. I can put my cursor on here, left click, hold, and drag out. Let's see, maybe I have to change this one to a, oh, not that note. Oh yeah, maybe. There we go. Now I can pull that out. So when you need your nodes, select, go to edit nodes, and you can add nodes by putting your cursor on there and left clicking, put your cursor, and then right click, you'll get the menu. So you can add a node, and then you can change nodes. You can left click on them to select them, and then you can change that node to something else if you wanted to. If I made this, let's see, I'm going to add a node. Maybe I'll make it a cusp node. There we go. Now you notice those arrows coming out. These are your shaping arrows. So that's what making objects gives you, the option to have these great arrows to do things with in there. So it's kind of learning the language of the software between an outline and an object. You can think your outlines are an object, but they're not. They're not quite. You can turn your lines into objects. When you select them, you can right click on them. You'll get this menu here, and you can do convert outline to object. So now when I did that, you can see the fill opened up. And when I go to my edit nodes, I have nodes now in different places. And I could add nodes and reshape my line. So you have the option of going back and forth between the two. It's kind of fun to do that kind of thing. When you're drawing, I'm going to bring in this other design. Let me do this. Let me bring this in. So in here, when you're looking at this and you think, oh, that's an outline, and you select it and you're like, I can't, what do I do with that? I can't do anything with it. If you look over here, you can see that it's a fill, all right, which is a good thing, because over here in your nodes, now you can play with your nodes and make this a much nicer piece. So I can change all these corner ones to cusp nodes, and then I can make the little arrows go straight to make those white parts. Let me go back in here. To make those white parts straighter. And there's a lot of extra pieces in here as well. But so that gives you the first working on this, that, oh, I have more nodes to work with. And when you do that, you also have your stitch flow tool. Now, stitch flow with a satin stitch, which this is, you have direction, divide, and point direction. So divide, I like divide in lettering because I can click here and draw a line across, and it will give me those kind of creases in my piece so that I can direct those stitches a little bit better. Then I can go to direction and kind of put these in here and get them to direct a little bit better around here. This is kind of thin in here, so it's not, it's very, to make it move. But what the point is, when you have a satin, to have these extra tools can really enhance, especially lettering when you're working with that. You know, I can come down here, let's get this up here, and change my nodes on the corners here. Let's see if I did it. Yeah. I could pull these out a little bit. There we go. And straighten this up. And straighten this up. So now I have better control over what this letter is going to look like. Same thing here. See how this is bending down? I could bring this up. Now I could go and select it and select stitch flow on the side and make changes from there. Okay. Let's talk about fills and what they look like. We're going to go back to a new page. If I create a shape like this, it could be any shape, or I could have drawn a shape with my tool. When it comes in, it has just a plain step fill. Okay, these are called tatami fills. I believe these plain step fills. And then you could change it to a satin fill if you want, but that's a pretty long satin stitch. But let's go back to the step fills. You can pick a pattern for your step fill. So if you want to do something interesting with your step fill, you can do that. So this is really nice to know, because when you're digitizing something, or you converted a graphic and you have areas that are just plain step fill, that are, whoops, I didn't want that one, sorry. If they're just like that, so boring, right? If I go back in here and I pick this, it really changes what goes on. Now you do have your stitch flow here as well, but you only have direction because it's a step fill. So if I put this in here, it changes the direction of those stitches. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it makes them less than what you want. There we go. But it's all about the angle of those stitches and the look. And then you can take this, you could bend it a little bit. If you bend it too far, it'll make holes in it. But you can now give your piece more dimension and more feel. So this is what fills will do for you when you use the extra tools with them. Now with a satin, let me make that one with a satin, because you can do the same thing with a satin fill. I'm going to select this and go to satin. Here we go. There's a satin fill. This is really wide. I would not want to leave that, and my machine might not stitch it because it thinks it's a jump stitch. So I could come in here to pattern, and I could pick a pattern for my piece. Maybe these bricks are kind of interesting. Again, when I go to stitch flow, because this is a satin, I get all of these. I get the divide. I get the direction. Let me do one. Let me go back to no pattern. If I left this as is, and I use divide, I could make lines across here with the divide tool, and this would put creases in there, so that when instead of stitching these long parts, some of these are going to be kind of long, but it would have broken it up. Now it gives it a little more dimension as well. And then besides that, if I go to stitch flow, you can combine your direction and your divide. So maybe I want these stitches to kind of go this way, and see if I can make these ones go this way. So now I have like a V happening. Let's see if we can see that. I made my stitches go into a V. So you have control over those patterns you use by using your stitch flow. So to remember stitch flow, you know, you're making those stitches flow in a different direction. So if you want to move your stitches to a different way, you can use stitch flow. If you had a line here like this, and you made it a satin serial, and let's make it wide, and you selected stitch flow, you don't get anything. There's no way to move those stitches. You cannot change those stitches. So if you needed something that looked like this and you wanted to change those stitches, you could either bring in a rectangular shape this size and fill it, or you could draw this shape and use it as a fill. So you get around that part of it. So there's times to use the satin serial, and there's times to use your satin fill, which would be up here. Let me think what else I was going to show you guys. When you bring things in as a backdrop, you can do the same thing. You can draw with your Digitize Outline Shape tool and just make lines. Let me see what we've got here. Here we go. Now this outline here, whoops, going the wrong way here. There we go. I could make it a satin. I'm going to select it, make it a satin serial, and then maybe I'll make it wide. It's going to be too wide, but just to show you, there we go. If I wanted a filled section, what I would have to do is come in here and draw the part that I want filled, put my first note on top of my last, and it gives me the fill. It gave me both an outline and a fill. If I don't want that outline, I can just delete it easily over here. And now I have a fill that I can work with. I can reshape it if I need it to fit my shape better, like that. I could change that into any of the options under fill. Applique, cross stitch, any of these. I could make those. And then, you know, even with step, if I needed to give it some type of a texture, I could do that too with a pattern stitch. So it doesn't all have to be that flat look to your artwork when you're working with it. So let me just go back and review really quickly. To learn about your Digitize Outline Shape tool, you can go to your Help Topics, and then to change it for your PC and your Mac, the directions are right here on the page. Let me go put the camera on. Be sure to put your questions down below so I can come back and answer those. A lot of times when I'm doing stuff on the screen, I don't always see the comments because they are kind of out of view for me. So put your comments down below and I'll certainly help you with that. And start exploring your software a little bit. Make a shape. Change the, play with those fills that you have off to the side. Open your Stitch Flow tool and play with that as well. You can really make some interesting changes to direction of stitches and putting creases in there to really add interest to what you're creating. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.